We got the Heat versus Colorado. I really made this post for this live. Um, like game 3 between and the down, the Nuggets and the down, the Nuggets and the down. No, I predicted this when it was the Heat versus Celtics game 3. I've been missing them. I probably only seen like two. I ain't been watching basketball really since 2021 for real, for real. But knowing that it was all a gameplay, it helped my prediction, right? Because it's heat versus cold going on right now. Just like Rashad Jamal used to, when he made his video about Mortal Kombat, same shit. It's the symbolism is going on with this game, though. I promise you, cause that helped me with my prediction. I was supposed to put this, uh, I was supposed to do this live when they won, type shit. I was supposed to do this live when they won against the Celtics, the Heat. Because everybody was going for the Celtics. I was like, bro, watch, it's going to be the Heat. Because what's going on right now is Heat versus cold. And if you guys haven't noticed, they started cloud seeding once the playoffs really started. I mean, they've been cloud seeding, but these clouds now is more like it's sticking more in the air. Why? Because it's it's them versus the atom. Is the black atom is because the neuron gets charged by two ethers, and that's where you get your V2. That's gonna come from 2 megahertz. But it's when it crossed the timeline. You feel me? So say we like in 2017 at the top, like energy wise, they're clouding, right? This is with the heat versus cold. But there's something that's actually taking on right now that should be taken care of in about 2 or 3 weeks. To see who's in the lead, or to see if the Grays is like, cause there's people that saying they're helping, bro, but it's like they're helping their race, which is, I mean, that's really what it's supposed to be, but it's really not at the same time because their race was created not even to be here. So really, they're supposed to humble themselves and begin to help. But I mean, yeah, they're taking out the evil ones, but at the same time, it's like you're taking them out for good, but you're also tied to doing something evil at the same time. It's like a whole plot. It's like really telling the truth and the lie. Because like shit's gonna get iffy. Now you're dealing with Miami and Colorado. Those are like two different provinces. And like I thought I had my other phone. It would have made this live a little more smooth because I like to just go off the dome, right? But it's certain things I have to see because I'm not, I wasn't that type of guy that was just, that knew the knowledge beforehand this shit happened. All my knowledge and intuition came once I ascended. Uh, I always been, uh, was like an empath. It's just, I never saw it in the way my conscious see it now. But reflecting back, I always know if I listen, it will make sense. So now that I'm just trying to make shit make sense, we got the Heat, Miami, and Colorado, two different. This also dealt with a war on this land, right? That when it dealt with invaders, right? Okay, so now knowing that we're 50% um in the phase of 6D because of this machine that they have going on, the CERN. So really, it's like some twin shit going on, right? So so say Krill, whatever, whoever is fucking with CERN, most likely deals with the Grays because if they want them or whoever from these holes to come, is boom. But the thing is, they're trying to kill this because there's also going to be heat versus cold type of shit popping up, if you catch my drift, right? The next lion portal that ties down to this beast is July 27th. The last one was April 27th. And the one before that was January 27th, right? And it goes on for 27 days in my eyes. 27 days. 27 is very significant, even with this years, because it's 9-year cycles. It's like 3, but then it comes right back to 27. But something I learned about the rebirth is that 3, that makes it 3, 6, 9, 3. That's like being the 12 or the 4, right? So that being said, each dimension has like 4 levels. So, but them 4 levels is gonna have 3 alternates within 2 parallels. So that brings you right back to 9. So the thing about this heat is rising. It's trying to be like, it's trying to settle, meaning like it's trying to be like, say when it's settled, that's its basis, right? The basis right now is like in the 1600s, and it be spiking up for me. So I'm saying 1600s as a frequency, right, is above crown, right? Because as the different dimensions was rising, as this shit was open, it's making this like, maybe it's always been like this, but because it ties back to the 369 shit. But like it ties back to a cycle. But the thing is, it's our cycle because your DNA is the energy. Your cells are atoms, just like the atoms outside of your body. Is input, output to your crown chakra, right? Which connects to your heart as the generator, which connects to your root. Your root is where all your chaos is stored, right? It activates from the root. For me, because from the root to this is connected. That us. Really, everything's connected. For me, that's why they have to be all in accordance. It's like binary stars and tri-solar systems. They have to all be in cahoots with each other. Feel me? Because that's how the rivers flow, mentally, physically. So that being said, there's about to be some shit going on during this time. Y'all already been hearing me say this shit around this for this time exactly. Y'all been hearing me say this shit, bro. If you've been listening to me, bro. So it's like from April and May, I've been trying, like, I was just pondering about a date, but I don't like to get too lost in it. It's just, I kind of like try to record it as I'm thinking about it. Those be the best times for but like a lot of my shit got deleted. I was making a live last night, which you about to see soon, and my shit got deleted. The little email came down. I was like, bro, that shit. So like, I feel like some of these names. I haven't even tried this though, but some of these names that are playing, it would be kind of funny if their names pop up in the 1600s or like the 1890s, 1880s to like 1899 or like 1972 to 1980 and all the way to like 95, 96. Like, shit's getting turned up, and then there's people trying to stop it, right? There's people trying to stop it, meaning they're trying to blow up the fucking sun, bro. You feel me? Because they got like machines and all types of shit just like it. So it's like they're trying to blow that shit up. But the other thing that falls down to it is that's the manipulation that they're manipulating. So really, from sacrifices, and then this also ties down to ball. Feel me? Basket ball. Ball. Feel me? It's still tying back to the sacrifices that's going on in this arena. This realm is an arena. Feel me? At its basis. I mean, it kind of matches in definitions. Kind of have like same meanings and shit. Feel me? And there's sacrifices going on so people can have power, pretty much. Because it's how they harness chaos energy. Feel me? They don't really harness it naturally. They harness it off of the sacrifices made. Feel me? 70 to 76% illumination begins when the timeline crosses. Okay? When the timeline crosses, that's dealing with 2023 hertz, matching with the year 2023. So the thing is, the energy being the DNA, it ties to the memory and the muscles, anything dealing with the cells. Remember, those cells are atoms. So they're trying to charge your red blood cells, right? But if not, uh, it don't really turn. It can't get a charge if you don't have too many red blood cells, so that can make muscle contractions. Feel me? So you need to be eating foods that produce air. You feel me? That produce these atoms, right? Which is your electric food, your natural food. It's electric because it feeds a charge from the solar system, just like you do. So, dang, I got off topic. So, um, say with 6D, the hertz are years, right? So, say we in the present, right? Because there's really no future or past. We're just dealing with energy cycles, quantum cycles in the present. I'm speaking right now. We're dealing with quantum cycles and we're just in the present, right? So, that being said, 6D, I have figured out some 360 science that goes around this firmament, right? It deals with the sunspots and it deals with the Egyptians, how they tied into frequencies and geometrical shapes, right? Because that's actually the measurement of what you call time. So it's the measurement of energy cycles, right? The time is. It's just the time was still a measurement when it came to building. It's just we use it to go off because that's the way they taught us. But at the end of the day, once you awaken to numbers and the alphabet is actually being energy, then you start to see it in a different way. So the 6D deals with um, the years 1890 through 2170. So if I say we're 50% in this shit right now and it's climbing, we're 50% and it's climbing, right? That 50% is pretty much saying 1880s, I mean 1890s to like 1880. Like if it was like a timeline. And then that 1880, I mean that 1980 to 2070, that's the hertz for the year that's supposed to happen, right? So 50%, that stops at like 1980 to 2070. So when the timeline cross is gonna cross real soon because we're like in 2017, damn near. In 2017 is where the shit already happened. Like this big boom that, you feel me? It was really supposed to happen though, like 2027 though. You feel me? So 2017, boom, 10 years later, it was supposed to happen 2027. But since they started with the CERN shit, right? Because CERN connects with the sun type shit, but in the moon. But the way it connects to Saturn is because the alignment. Saturn controls the alignment to the sun, period. So that's how it ties to that connection, but it ties back to Nern, Saturn and Nern. Feel me? Just like the gamma being manipulated for nu and mu. Feel me? So when the timeline crossed past 2023, the consciousness is going to be more in a futuristic standpoint. So, like, say it rises up to like 2029 or 36 or 40 or something like that. Say it turns out into that. The consciousness is going to pick it up like it's in that time. But you're going to be in 2023 still, 2024. But the consciousness is going to be past 2024. So it's going to be like more like future self, higher self type shit, right? That's why your consciousness needs to be ready. Or it's going to be more of a battle. It's still going to be karma, right? It's just in a balanced state, there is no karma. You say your lowest state, karma. Higher state, karma. Balanced state, no karma. It's just decisions. Were you doing what you were supposed to do or not? Did you do what you want to do? Did what you want to do affect the heat in you or the cold? Because the thing is, your body runs off heat. The cold reserve your cells, right? Like most of the shit, your shit turn blue, right? Your skin and shit, because the copper starts to tap in more than I think to tap in to create more oxygen. It's just like octopuses and shit. For me. So I give it by the time of this finals being over, I really wanted the Nuggets to win, but I think the Heat is gonna win. Feel me? I ain't even been watching the games. I think one came on last night. I think it was 1-1. I saw the recap of two. But I only say Miami just because of the Heat. And whichever one wins, there's going to be a pop-up there. Okay? Whoever wins, really, it might be whoever loses. There's going to be a pop-up there. So I'm saying shit going to get crazy. Just look out for a lot of weird shit, bro. Because really, they can't block this shit no more. It's getting to that point. It's just the more they try to block it, the more foggy it is outside. Like it's foggy, dusty. It's just all in the air. It's starting to look like China. So it looks like China been working with the other extraterrestrials too, dealing with sub-zero technology. Because that's really what it's kind of dealing with, like Miami spring. CO, carbon dioxide, whatever. Right. Low, Miami spring, carbon emission, low, auto. Yeah, just the sun always gonna pop through. It's just as it does, it makes that shit fall. So they're about to keep clouding some more because that gives them time to manipulate shit. It's like a little magnetics field when it comes to these clouds. Feel me? Um, that's really how they create it. Heat versus cold, manipulating the atom. So me realizing that the heat kind of helps, it repairs the springs inside of you when you tap into your fruits and vegetables and your water. It's like your water needs different minerals inside of it, and those different minerals have different cells, right? That deals with the sun also in your body. It's just when you're intaking the wrong shit, when this charge, I'm just saying this charge is coming real soon, bro. Like some type of charge came on the 24th, and it was like the devil was plotting on me. So, they can hop in other bodies and shit like that. So like, there's really like some Matrix agent type shit really going on right now. So it's like, y'all stay aware. Don't think you fully tripping about some shit. Just stay aware of this shit that's going on. Because this heat versus cold shit, I just knew it was going to be like that, bro. Like, because in reality, y'all knew the Heat could take the Celtics, but I knew it was going on. There's Mortal Kombat type of shit going on right now. For real. In this next 2 or 3 weeks, a lot of shit will be revealed. Because when we go into Cancer, we're dealing with 6, and that's going into the Lionsgate portal. We, you feel me? But at the same time, you gotta peep the moons and all that extra shit that is in already. Because that ties back to the three alternates. I'm saying this shit because basketball ties to a ritual. Feel me? The playoffs, playing it off. Feel me? While that shit going on, we already in an arena. That's why they made the ice walls. People die every day inside these ice walls and get sacrificed to something that's so they can harness some little chaos. Really, they're not even fully allowed to yet. But I guess it's something about a certain year. It's just that 90 on the planet. I mean, they last here. But the only way they gonna last here is making this shit hell. The niggas just, everybody got the knowledge. But I don't think mama told niggas to get them. Really, I've been felt like that. It's just, it's a battle. It's really still an awakening because you gotta like, you can't be on that shit fully just because you feeling like you can do something. I mean, yeah, but there's training that's going on with self to be able to be fully in that position that you want to be. It's going to manifest that way. You feel me? It's a whole team. It's a gang of us. You feel me? And when the energy is right, dealing with a frequency hitting a certain degree, you feel me? We rise.